I'm standing at the edge of the world, looking out over an ocean that covers more than 2/3 of our planet. Yet, what we see from the surface is merely a veil. Beneath these waves lies a realm of perpetual twilight and utter darkness, a world more alien than any we could imagine. This is the deep sea, a place of crushing pressures, freezing temperatures, and an eternal, starless night. It is the largest living space on Earth, and arguably the most mysterious. For centuries, we could only guess at what might exist down there, in the abyss. Here, in this extreme and unforgiving environment, life has found a way. Not just to survive, but to flourish in the most extraordinary forms. The creatures that call this abyss home have evolved solutions to challenges that seem insurmountable. They have developed bizarre and wonderful adaptations, transforming their bodies and behaviors to conquer the dark. They manufacture their own light, navigate without sight, and find sustenance where none seems to exist. Each one is a testament to the sheer inventive power of evolution, a masterpiece sculpted by pressure and darkness. So, let us descend together. Let us leave the sunlit world behind and journey into the depths to meet the inhabitants of this hidden kingdom. What strange wonders await us? What secrets are held in the crushing blackness, far beyond our reach? The time has come to peel back the curtain of the deep and gaze upon the marvels that lurk in the abyss. The adventure is just beginning, and the discoveries will, I'm sure, be nothing short of breathtaking. Our descent takes us 1,000 meters down, into the midnight zone. Here, sunlight never penetrates. The only light is that which is created by life itself. And in this realm of perpetual night, one of the most iconic and formidable hunters reigns: the anglerfish. Its name conjures images of a deep-sea monster. And for the unfortunate creatures that cross its path, this is a terrifying reality. It is a being perfectly sculpted by its environment, a master of ambush in a world where a single meal can mean the difference between life and death. Its most famous feature, of course, is the luminous lure that dangles tantalizingly before its cavernous mouth. This is not just a light, it is a sophisticated deception. The esca, the fleshy bulb at the end of its modified dorsal spine, is filled with a colony of symbiotic bioluminescent bacteria. The fish has complete control over this light, able to flash it, wiggle it, and pulse it in intricate patterns, mimicking the movements of a small, helpless creature. It is an irresistible invitation in the barren darkness, drawing in curious and hungry prey. For a smaller fish, lost in the vast, inky blackness, this shimmering light must seem like a beacon of hope, a potential meal. It approaches, cautiously at first, then with more confidence as the light dances and beckons. The anglerfish remains utterly motionless, a gnarled dark shape, perfectly camouflaged against the abyss. It waits with an unnerving patience that can last for hours, conserving every ounce of energy. Its body is little more than a swimming mouth, armed with rows of long, needle-sharp teeth that point inwards, ensuring that once prey is caught, there is no escape. Then, in a fraction of a second, the trap is sprung. The anglerfish's jaw, capable of expanding to an astonishing degree, shoots forward and engulfs the unsuspecting victim. The entire event is over in a flash of bioluminescence and a swirl of water. The hunter has its meal, a vital package of energy that might have to sustain it for weeks, or even months. In the deep sea, opportunities are scarce, and the anglerfish has evolved to make the absolute most of every single one, with brutal efficiency. But the anglerfish's strangeness extends far beyond its hunting technique. Its reproductive strategy is one of the most bizarre in the entire animal kingdom. The large, fearsome anglerfish we typically imagine are all female. The males are vastly different creatures, tiny, parasitic, and with a singular, desperate purpose. When a male hatches, his life is a frantic search for a female, a search he conducts using a highly developed sense of smell to track her pheromones through the abyss. Once he finds her, his ordeal is over. He latches on with his sharp teeth and a permanent fusion begins. His circulatory system merges with hers, his body withers away, and he becomes little more than a permanent, attached source of sperm. A single female might carry several of these parasitic males, each one a tiny appendage on her much larger body. It's a remarkable solution to the problem of finding a mate in the vast, empty expanse of the deep ocean. This strange, almost macabre union ensures the continuation of the species. The female provides all the nutrients, the life support for her attached mates, and in return, she has a ready supply of sperm whenever she is ready to spawn. The anglerfish, with its ghostly lure and its parasitic lovers, is a perfect example of how extreme environments drive extreme evolution. It is a creature of both eerie beauty and terrifying function, a true sovereign of the eternal night. We descend further still, into a realm where the pressure is immense enough to crush a submarine. It is here, in these crushing depths, that legends are born. For centuries, sailors told tales of krakens, colossal monsters with tentacles capable of pulling ships to their doom. While those stories were exaggerations, they were born from a seed of truth. The creature that inspired them is real, and it is every bit as magnificent, though far more elusive. This is the domain of the giant squid, Architeuthis ducks. For a very long time, our only knowledge of this animal came from carcasses washed ashore, or from the sucker-shaped scars found on the bodies of their only known predator, the sperm whale. Seeing a living giant squid in its natural habitat was the holy grail for marine biologists. It is a true giant, with females reaching lengths of up to 13 meters, including their 2 long feeding tentacles. It is a titan, moving through the darkness with a silent, spectral grace. Its most striking features, apart from its sheer size, are its eyes. They are the largest in the entire animal kingdom, the size of dinner plates. In an environment with almost no ambient light, such enormous optics are not for seeing in high resolution. Instead, they are exquisitely designed to detect the faintest glimmers of bioluminescence, the spark of a potential meal, or, more importantly, the distant glow of an approaching predator. These huge, sensitive eyes are its windows to a world of shadows and light. The giant squid is not a passive drifter. It is an active, powerful predator. It propels itself through the water using a siphon, jetting itself forward or backward with surprising speed. Its 8 arms and 2 longer feeding tentacles are lined with hundreds of suckers, each ringed with sharp, chitinous teeth. When prey, such as a deep-sea fish or another squid, is detected, the 2 feeding tentacles shoot out with incredible speed, grabbing the victim and pulling it back towards the powerful parrot-like beak. Despite their size and power, they are phantoms. Capturing one on film has proven to be an immense challenge, requiring silent, unobtrusive submersibles and specially designed lures that mimic the bioluminescent distress signals of their prey. The few encounters we have had reveal an animal that is both curious and cautious, a thinking, complex being navigating its dark, three-dimensional world. Its skin can flash with colors and patterns, a form of communication we are only just beginning to comprehend. The epic battles between giant squid and sperm whales are not just the stuff of legend, they are a reality of the deep. Sperm whales dive to these incredible depths specifically to hunt them. The scars on the whales are a testament to the squid's fierce defense. It is a clash of titans, a primal conflict that takes place in total darkness, 1,000 meters below the surface, witnessed by no one. It is a drama that has played out for millions of years. The giant squid remains one of the ocean's greatest enigmas. We know so little about its life cycle, its social behaviors, or how many of them populate the abyss. Each new sighting, each piece of footage, adds another small piece to an immense puzzle. It is a humbling reminder that even in the 21st century, our planet still holds creatures of mythic proportions, living their lives almost entirely beyond our understanding, true ghosts of the deep. Journeying to a zone with virtually no oxygen, we encounter a creature that seems to belong to a bygone era. It is a living relic, the last surviving member of its own scientific order. Its scientific name, Vampiroteuthis infernalis, translates to the vampire squid from hell. But this creature is no monster. In fact, its nature is far more gentle and mysterious than its name would suggest. It is a master of defense and a connoisseur of the deep sea's leftovers. At first glance, its appearance is certainly dramatic. It has a dark, velvety black or reddish cloak of skin, a web that connects its 8 arms, which it can spread out like an umbrella or a cape. When threatened, it can pull this webbed cloak up and over its body, completely enveloping itself in a defensive posture. Its large globular eyes, which can appear red or blue depending on the light, stare out from this dark form, adding to its otherworldly appearance. Unlike its namesakes, the vampire squid does not hunt and kill prey in the traditional sense. It has no ink sac for defense. Instead, it has a more spectacular trick. The tips of its arms are lined with photophores, organs that can produce a dazzling and disorienting display of light. If truly threatened, it can eject a sticky, bioluminescent mucus, a cloud of glowing sparks that can confuse a predator for several minutes, allowing the squid to vanish into the darkness. But its most unique adaptation relates to how it feeds. The vampire squid is not a predator, but a detritivore. It feeds on what is known as marine snow, a continuous shower of organic material that drifts down from the upper layers of the ocean. This includes dead plankton, shed exoskeletons, fecal pellets, and other miscellaneous organic debris. It is a sparse but constant source of food in an otherwise barren environment, and the vampire squid is uniquely equipped to harvest it. It deploys 2 long, retractable, sticky filaments, structures unique to this animal. These are not the feeding tentacles of a true squid. Instead, it lets these filaments drift in the water, sometimes for long periods. Particles of marine snow stick to them. Periodically, the squid will draw a filament back through its arms, using specialized cirri, hair-like projections, to scrape off the collected food particles and guide them towards its mouth. This is a life of patient, delicate gathering. The vampire squid spends its time drifting gently in the oxygen minimum zone, a layer of water where few other complex animals can survive for long. Its metabolism is incredibly low, the lowest of any deep-sea cephalopod, allowing it to thrive in these harsh, low-energy conditions. It is an existence defined by conservation and efficiency, making the most of the meager resources available. The vampire squid, therefore, is not the terrifying demon its name implies. It is a gentle, resourceful survivor, a living fossil that has found its niche in one of the planet's most inhospitable habitats. By turning the ocean's waste into its sustenance, it plays a vital role in the deep-sea ecosystem. It is a beautiful, enigmatic creature that perfectly embodies the strange and unexpected ways life adapts to the challenges of the abyss. We now travel to a place that should, by all rights, be devoid of life: the deep-sea floor, near fissures in the Earth's crust. Here, hydrothermal vents spew out a superheated toxic brew of chemicals from deep within the planet. The water temperature can exceed 400 degrees Celsius, and the environment is rich in hydrogen sulfide, a compound lethal to most known organisms. And yet, it is here that we find one of the most vibrant and bizarre ecosystems on Earth. At the heart of these vent communities are strange, beautiful structures that look more like a surrealist's garden than a colony of animals. These are giant tube worms, Riftia pachyptila. They can grow to over 2 meters in length, clustered together in dense thickets around the black smokers. Their white, chitinous tubes protect their soft bodies from the environment and from predators, while at the top, a brilliant red plume blossoms into the water. This plume is not a flower. It is the worm's respiratory organ. It is a complex structure, rich with blood, which gives it its vibrant color. The hemoglobin in its blood is specially adapted to bind not only with oxygen from the surrounding seawater, but also with the toxic hydrogen sulfide pouring from the vents. It is this ability to absorb the vent's chemical cocktail that is the secret to the tube worm's extraordinary existence. Remarkably, the adult giant tube worm has no mouth, no stomach, and no digestive tract whatsoever. It cannot eat. So, how does it survive? The answer lies within its body. The majority of the worm's internal cavity is packed with a special organ called the trophozoome, which is densely populated with trillions of symbiotic bacteria. These are the worm's life support system. The worm acts as a living pipeline. Its red plume absorbs oxygen, carbon dioxide, and hydrogen sulfide from the water, and delivers these chemicals via its circulatory system to the bacteria living inside it. The bacteria then perform an incredible feat of biological alchemy known as chemosynthesis. They use the energy stored in the chemical bonds of the hydrogen sulfide to create organic matter, producing sugars and other nutrients. This process is the deep-sea equivalent of photosynthesis. Instead of using sunlight as an energy source, these bacteria use chemical energy. The worm lives entirely on the sugars produced by its internal bacterial partners. It is a perfect symbiosis. The worm provides the bacteria with a safe home and a steady supply of raw materials, and in return, the bacteria provide the worm with all the food it needs to grow and thrive. These oases of life, powered by the Earth's inner heat rather than the sun's light, have completely changed our understanding of where life can exist. The discovery of hydrothermal vents and their strange inhabitants like the giant tube worm suggests that life could potentially exist in similar environments on other planets or moons in our solar system. They are a profound reminder that life is not limited to the sunlit surfaces, but can find a way in the most extreme and unlikely of places. In the dimly lit twilight zone, between 200 and 1,000 meters down, survival is a game of hide and seek. From above, the faint shimmering light of the sun still penetrates, silhouetting any creature against the brighter surface. For predators looking up, this makes for easy hunting. But one fish has evolved an ingenious set of adaptations to simply disappear. This is the deep-sea hatchetfish. Its name is well earned. The fish has an incredibly thin, laterally compressed body, shaped like the blade of a hatchet. From the side it is visible, but from above or below, its slender profile becomes almost invisible, a razor-thin line in the water. This body shape is its first line of defense, a physical camouflage that makes it a difficult target for predators trying to get a lock on its position. But its most sophisticated trick involves mastering the light itself. The hatchetfish's belly is lined with rows of light-producing organs called photophores. These are not for attracting prey or startling predators, but for a far more subtle purpose: counter-illumination. The fish is able to precisely control the brightness of these lights to match the faint sunlight filtering down from the surface. By producing its own light on its underside, the hatchetfish effectively erases its own shadow. For any predator lurking below and looking up, the fish simply blends in with the dim, ambient light from above. It becomes a ghost, a shimmering phantom that is there one moment and gone the next. This is an incredibly complex act of camouflage, requiring the fish to constantly adjust the intensity of its bioluminescence as the light from the surface changes. To aid in this constant surveillance of the world above, the hatchetfish has evolved another strange feature: large tubular eyes that are permanently fixed in an upward-gazing position. These telescopic eyes are highly sensitive, designed to gather as much of the faint, downwelling light as possible. They allow the fish to spot the silhouettes of its own prey, small crustaceans and plankton, drifting above it, while also helping it to gauge the precise level of light it needs to mimic for its camouflage. Despite their somewhat menacing skeletal appearance, with their silvery sheen and grimacing mouths, these are small, delicate fish. They are a crucial part of the food web in the twilight zone, both as predators of smaller organisms and as prey for larger fish, squid, and marine mammals. Their lives are a constant, high-stakes balancing act, caught between the dangers from below and the faint promise of food from above. The hatchetfish is a marvel of deep-sea engineering. Its flattened body, its upward-staring eyes, and its masterful use of bioluminescent camouflage all point to a creature exquisitely tuned to the specific challenges of its environment. It is a living example of how, in the deep ocean, the ability to control light and shadow is one of the most powerful tools for survival. We now find ourselves on the abyssal plain, a vast, cold, and seemingly empty expanse of seafloor, thousands of meters down. But even here, in the crushing pressure and near-total darkness, there is life, and some of it is surprisingly charming. Drifting gracefully just above the muddy bottom is an octopus that looks like it has floated right out of a child's imagination. This is the Dumbo octopus. Its name comes from the two large ear-like fins that protrude from the sides of its head or mantle. It uses these fins to propel itself through the water, flapping them slowly and elegantly, much like the famous elephant flying with his ears. This gives it a unique and enchanting mode of locomotion. a gentle, rhythmic pulse that is quite different from the jet propulsion used by most other octopuses. It appears to waltz through the abyss. Dumbo octopuses are part of a group known as umbrella octopuses. Like the vampire squid, they have webbing between their arms, which can be spread out to form a parachute-like shape, allowing them to drift or to suddenly pounce on unsuspecting prey on the seafloor. They are small animals, typically around 20 centimeters in length, though some larger species have been found. They are hunters of the benthos, the community of creatures that live on or in the ocean floor. They cruise just above the sediment, using their sensitive arms to feel for worms, bivalves, amphipods, and copepods buried in the mud. Unlike many other octopuses that tear their prey apart with a sharp beak, the Dumbo octopus has a rather different feeding strategy. It simply swallows its prey whole. This method of feeding is an adaptation to a low-energy lifestyle. Tearing apart prey takes effort, and in the cold, sparse environment of the abyssal plain, every calorie counts. By engulfing its food in one go, the Dumbo octopus conserves precious energy, a strategy that has allowed it to thrive where other, more active predators might struggle to find enough food to sustain themselves. These creatures are rarely seen. They live at extreme depths, from 3,000 to 4,000 meters down, with some being found as deep as 7,000 meters, the deepest of any known octopus. Our encounters with them are fleeting, captured by the lights of remotely operated vehicles exploring these remote frontiers. Each sighting reveals a little more about their behavior, their delicate movements, and their quiet, solitary lives. The Dumbo octopus is a delightful contradiction. It is a creature of immense depths and crushing pressures, yet it moves with a lightness and grace that seems to defy its harsh surroundings. It serves as a charming reminder that not all life in the abyss is monstrous or menacing. There is also beauty, elegance, and a surprising gentleness to be found in the planet's most extreme habitat. Our final visit is to one of the most peculiar and frankly unbelievable creatures ever discovered in the deep. In the twilight zone, where the ability to look up is paramount, this fish has taken that concept to a unique and startling extreme. It is called the barrel eye fish, Macropinna microstoma, and its anatomy seems to defy all logic. At first glance, the two small indentations where you would expect its eyes to be are actually its organs of smell, its nares. So where are its eyes? To find them, you must look through its head. The barrel possesses a completely transparent fluid-filled dome that covers the top of its head, and inside this clear shield, embedded within its own skull, are two large, tubular, vibrant green eyes. These eyes are incredibly light-sensitive, and are typically pointed straight up, like twin telescopes, scanning the water above for the faintest silhouettes of prey. This transparent cranium is a truly remarkable evolutionary innovation. It allows the fish to protect its sensitive eyes, while still giving them a complete, unobstructed field of view of the world above. The green pigment in the lenses is thought to help filter out the ambient sunlight from the surface, making the faint bioluminescence of its prey, like small jellyfish and crustaceans, stand out more clearly against the dark background. For a long time, scientists who studied specimens brought up in nets believed the barrel eye's eyes were fixed in this upward-pointing position. This presented a puzzle. How could the fish possibly eat if it couldn't see what was in front of its own mouth? It was only when the fish was observed alive in its deep-sea habitat by remotely operated vehicles that the truth was revealed. The barrel eye's eyes are not fixed. It has the incredible ability to rotate them. When it is swimming horizontally, the eyes point up, searching for food. But when it spots a potential meal and moves into a vertical position to feed, it can rotate its eyes forward, allowing it to see its prey as it guides it into its small, pointed mouth. It can track its target with perfect precision. This fish is a master of stealth. It often hangs motionless in the water, a dark shape using its large, flat fins for stability. Its transparent head and deep-set eyes make it difficult to spot from most angles. It is a patient hunter, waiting for small, unsuspecting jellies or siphonophores to drift overhead. It has even been observed stealing food directly from the tentacles of these gelatinous animals. The barrel-eye fish is a testament to the sheer weirdness and wonder of evolution. It is a creature so strange that it seems to be from another world, a living embodiment of the phrase "truth is stranger than fiction." Its transparent head and rotating eyes are a perfect, if bizarre, solution to the challenges of seeing and surviving in the perpetual twilight of the deep ocean. It is a fittingly extraordinary creature to conclude our journey into the abyss. Our journey into the abyss is at an end, and we return to the sunlit surface. We have witnessed but a fraction of the life that thrives in the deep ocean, a world of perpetual night and crushing pressure. From the cunning anglerfish with its ghostly lure, to the colossal giant squid, to the fish with a transparent head, we have seen how life, in its infinite inventiveness, has conquered the most hostile environment on our planet. The adaptations are breathtaking, the forms are surreal, and the strategies for survival are nothing short of genius. This hidden world is the largest habitat on Earth, yet we know more about the surface of the moon than we do about the deep ocean floor. Every dive, every exploration, reveals new species and new behaviors that challenge our understanding of life itself. It is a frontier of discovery that beckons to our innate sense of curiosity, a reminder that our planet still holds profound mysteries waiting to be uncovered. The desire to know what lies in the darkness is a powerful human trait, and the deep sea offers a lifetime of questions. But this remote and mysterious realm is not immune to our influence. The effects of climate change, pollution, and deep-sea mining threaten these ancient and fragile ecosystems before we have even had a chance to fully understand them. We have a responsibility to be custodians of our entire planet, not just the parts we can easily see. We must continue to explore, to learn, and to champion the protection of these deep-sea wonders, ensuring that the strange and beautiful creatures of the abyss can continue to thrive in their dark, silent kingdom for millennia to come.